Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council of 12. We are appreciative for your agreement to co-create with us here today, this day of your time. Dear ones, can you feel it? Can you feel yourselves inching towards the highest extreme edge of your current level of consciousness, just pushing on the elastic boundary that separates your current you with your fifth dimensional you? It is close, is it not? You can feel the strangeness of things that used to be are no longer, and things that have been ignored are now easily visible. Many of you are straddling the line between ready to graduate your consciousness level, but also wanting to remain where you are in order to help guide the majority. It is our intention today to offer you some guidance as to what to expect and understand about the concept of ascension. Ascension, in its most basic and purest form, is elevation of consciousness. The entire universe that you are aware of is conscious. Everything is conscious. As such, everything is expanding in its understanding of what is consciousness. From the most basic particle to the most complex form, all are exploring different aspects as to what is consciousness. Once it reaches a certain level of understanding of consciousness for its current form, it upgrades itself, so to speak, to a more complex form to then begin the process of exploring what is consciousness in that form. This process is infinite. The Source itself wanted to explore what it was. Therefore, we are aspects of that first desire to know and understand and explore. We are all explorers. We are all investigators. We are all scientists. We are all actors. Regardless as to the level of consciousness that you are, we all connect back to that primary desire. Let us now explain where you as humans are in this evolution of consciousness. In the third density level of consciousness, there are two levels of dimensions. The lower third density of consciousness relates to the desire for self-pleasure through your lower three energy centers in your bodies, what you call chakras. This level of consciousness does not ask itself who it is, what its purpose is in the universe, nor any question or inquiry into its existence that would elevate its level of consciousness through those specific questions of examination. Instead, it stays in a childlike state of distraction and desire, only wanting immediate gratification at any price and ignoring or fighting anything that feels uncomfortable. We are not disrespecting this level of consciousness, for we were that level ourselves, as was or will be everything. It is a celebration each and every time a being is able to push itself to get past this lower third dimensional expression of energy. It can be perceived as a wall in the mind that needs to be scaled in order to move beyond what is known. This is why it is so difficult for most humans to wake up, as you call it, because they are and have been so immersed in their third dimensional expression that they only see a wall in their growth and then choose to turn around instead of trying to climb the wall. If a being decides to climb the wall, their entire experience changes. This is because once they have climbed the wall, they have entered into the fourth dimension, or the higher state of the third density consciousness. Once this task has been done, they can see what is going on around them. They can see the distractions, and everything they knew and loved is no longer available to them because of their new understanding of what is. Their relationships with people and things will now change forever. It is possible, and also quite often happens, that this being becomes unwilling to move forward in their evolution and instead mourn for what was on the other side of the wall, and as such will climb back over the wall to what was familiar again. This is not to be disrespected in any way, for this being just was not yet ready to move forward in their current life and will reevaluate what they want to do once they decide to leave their current life. With respect to the ascension of humans on Earth, depending upon where the human is in their level of consciousness, will depend upon what happens to them. There are an infinite number of ways for the ascension process for humans to occur, but we are going to speak to you now in a very general, let us repeat, extremely general way. By no means are you to put walls up around our explanation, but to instead allow it to assist you in asking yourself as to what your own plans are for your own evolution of your own consciousness. Generally, you can summarize there are approximately 3 general categories of what can happen during this ascension period for humans on Earth. Firstly, there is the group that has deliberately chosen to evolve their consciousness and have explored it to the point where they have nothing left to explore in their dimensional form and can therefore consciously choose to alter their form into a higher dimensional form of light, into the 5th dimension or higher. The 5th dimensional or higher form is one that is light-based, having true knowledge that you are Source expressing itself in physical form, thereby releasing the concept of your current dense, physical, carbon-based bodies is key. This is the path that our channel is encouraging all to take, as it provides the most opportunities for freedom of choice. This is what you call the path of mastery. This group will have the fewest participants in it. The next group, that group is the ones that live by the golden rule. They may or may not have deliberately chosen to evolve their consciousness, but their level of consciousness was not yet evolved to the point where there was nothing left for them to learn and explore in their current dimensional form. Their higher selves know that there is still more to learn and explore prior to having enough understanding of the third density level of consciousness. These are the beings that might need a few more incarnations on Earth to finish their chosen lessons. After spiritually healing their energy when they re-emerge into spirit form, then they will be ready to evolve their form to a higher dimensional expression. Lastly, there is the group that did not want to live by the golden rule. This includes those beings that are not in physical form but are attached to humans in physical form. These beings that choose to keep their level of consciousness on the lower third density level of consciousness and thus keep their physical form in third dimensional expression, operating strictly by the lower 3 chakras, will be moved to another planet that is in third and fourth dimensional form that is capable of hosting these beings for another evolutionary cycle. These beings did not fail in anything. They just chose to explore third dimensional expression and did not find a reason to move past it. Being provided another evolutionary cycle will offer to them more opportunities to explore all aspects of the lower third density consciousness, and therefore will then allow them the opportunity to evolve their consciousness to a higher density and then ascend to a higher dimensional expression at the next evolutionary cycle. As you can see, dear ones, there is never any failure. There is also never any race. We encourage you to see the process of ascension as a hobby. Some people choose to stay with one hobby for a long time because they enjoy it, whereas others choose to evolve from hobby to hobby to hobby quickly. Let us discuss the emotional pain many of you are feeling regarding your family members. Dear ones, we love you so much. We encourage you to put your hands on your hearts, take a deep breath, and feel our love. You can also feel our arms around you, providing you comfort, dear ones. Again, take another deep breath. We offer to you these words of comfort. Your heartache is because you are looking at a flesh body of your loved one. If you go into prayer or meditation each morning and connect to your loved one's higher self, their true beingness, you will feel your love and connection to that pure source energy, and it will help you to recognize the flesh version is not real. It will take you several times of praying or meditating on this for you to be making the spiritual relationship connection. But it will come, dear ones. This is our promise to you. If you go into prayer or meditation and connect to your loved one's higher self, their true self, the part of them that you love deeply and truly, you will have a conversation with that version, a very deep and loving conversation. Doing this daily will help you to release your hold on the flesh. The emotional pain that you are feeling is because you are trying to hold on to flesh instead of connecting to spirit. Spirit is what you love, not the flesh, dear ones. The flesh is an illusion that you are accustomed to associating with what you love. If you pray or meditate daily to deliberately connect to your loved one's higher self, their true self, and you choose to have a conversation with their true self, we promise you, dear ones, that your heartache will very quickly melt away. This is because you will have evolved your level of consciousness, dear ones. This is what we want you to recognize. Your heartache is due to your current level of consciousness. Evolve your consciousness and your pain goes away and is replaced with an even deeper level of love than you have ever experienced before. Dear ones, we love you so much. We know you are in a state of confusion and pain. You are learning that your core foundations of thought were deliberately taught to you with flaws by those that wanted to live their lives according to their own version of truth. The dark belief system is that of control over others. That is their truth. But their truth does not allow for opportunities of growth. The truth of the light allows for opportunities of growth, as it is not based upon control over others. As such, you can see the power struggle going on in and around you. The world you knew is gone. It was very orderly and very controlled, and as such, it was also quite peaceful in a controlled type of way. Now that the control is being released and opportunities for growth are appearing all around, the pain and discomfort that comes with a new way of being is evident and palpable. We encourage you to remember, dear ones, what is going on in and around you is the discomfort of fast-paced evolution. Humanity is undergoing a spiritual ripping off of the Band-Aid, so to speak. This is why we encourage you, dear ones, to not look at what is going on around you. Do not look at the Band-Aid that is about to get ripped off. Do not look at the broken foot that is throbbing in pain. Instead, look away at something enjoyable and distract yourself. If you distract yourself, you will barely notice the pain, if you notice it at all. Distract yourselves, dear ones. Find things to focus your attention upon that you love and enjoy. Meditate daily. Dance or sing daily. Laugh daily. Kiss daily. Hug daily. Smile daily. Let your light shine daily. We leave you now in the love and and the light of the one infinite Creator, Adonai.